So about a few seconds ago, I just finished one of my close to last playthroughs of Dead Rising. And this is a game that has been in my gaming repertoire, if you want to call it that, since I can even remember. I'm not going to go too much into the history of Dead Rising and as I did kind of do an overview of that of the previous video, but essentially Dead Rising 2 was one of my childhood favorite games of all time. And I tried to get into Dead Rising 1 also because I knew people liked that game a lot as I was a kid, but I just never got it. It never made sense to me. I was so locked into Dead Rising 2 that Dead Rising 1, the magic of it just didn't make sense to me. And while I still feel as though Dead Rising 2 will always hold a special place in my heart, I mean, my channel before this one was going to be dedicated towards Dead Rising 2 content. There are fundamental things that make Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 1 such different beasts that I feel like only people who really dive into the game mechanics of these two games will fully understand. And that's what I really want to come here and talk about. Dead Rising 1 was such a shift from what I was used to with the second game in the series, Dead Rising 2. And firstly was how daunting and how difficult it was. I mean, Dead Rising 1 isn't a difficult game in the sense of something, I don't know. I don't want to say, if you remember how games used to be, like, games didn't usually used to hold your hand in the way that they do today. You hop right into the action. If you die, you die. You start over from the very beginning. There's no sort of, there's a tutorial, but you're still going to get fucked up. And this is going to be a point that I'm going to come back to a lot. It's kind of reminiscent if you played Resident Evil 2, like the original Resident Evil 2 on the original PlayStation. There's a reason I'm saying that, and I'm going to come back to this because I'm going to make a point, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I also don't care. I never understood the appeal of the first Dead Rising game until somebody explained to me what this game was. And they said one simple sentence was that Dead Rising 1 is a rogue-like zombie survival game. And that's when it all made sense to me. See, Dead Rising 1, you're just gonna get throttled. If you have no clue how to play the game, you have no clue how to utilize the survivors, you have no clue the shortcuts, the correct weapons to use against what boss or what areas, you're going to get cleaned up in this game, let me tell you, my boy. In the boss fights, oh my god, they got they have the convicts at the very beginning of the game. Literally, I feel like the convicts are, the convicts used to scare me so much, but now I take, that sentence is about to sound crazy, I don't even care, it's whatever. Pride Month's over, I have no shame. Now I can take on those 3 dudes whenever. I got my blaster and I'm pummeling these dudes 24/7. They come by every night at 7 and I'm ready for them. I'm like, let's go. I seen a couple footage. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so excited for the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Yeah. And I saw one of the devs in one of the videos say that Dead Rising to him is the definitive zombie game of Capcom, because at the time Dead Rising 1 came out in, do not embarrass yourself again, it came out in 2006, and at that point Resident Evil it shifted over from being a zombie game. I mean, technically speaking, was Resident Evil at the time a zombie game? Yes but like asterisks. You know, the newest Resident Evil game was Resi 4 05. I mean, it was, I don't even remember what they call the enemies in that game. It's not Ganados. Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up. 1 second. Damn, that's crazy. I was right and I called myself an idiot. Anyways, we move. Like, it's not really, like, technically, is Resi 4 a zombie game? Yes and no. They're not traditional zombies like the original trilogy on the PlayStation original was. Dead Rising took over as the traditional zombie game. And I'm going to say this straight up right now. Yo, I feel as though Dead Rising 1, it feels like a spin-off of a Resident Evil game. Listen, actually, I don't even care. This was the moment I really put this together, was when I came to the end of the game and they had the staple of Resident Evil, the character swap. You go from playing as Frank in the entire game and then you switch to playing as Isabella on the take sequence. I was like, this game is so coded as a Resident Evil game, it's actually insane. The thing that makes Resident Evil games so special, or Capcom games in general so special, is the insane amount of replayability. Resident Evil 4 Remake was my favorite game of last year. And I played that game so many, I think that's my most played game ever, honestly. I might have played that game like 12 or so, 15 or so times in that 1 year alone. And I was just like getting so accustomed to how the game felt. I was replaying the game and getting better each and every playthrough, using different tactics, playing differently, learning how the game felt. And it was just knowledge gained about the game that made me feel like an absolute zombie killing machine in a way that the game, I don't want to say it didn't intend, but there's something different about going into a game that you've played multiple times with the knowledge that you've acquired over each playthrough, if you understand what I'm saying. Playing Dead Rising for the first time, not understanding the time mechanics, not understanding how to utilize your survivors correctly, not knowing the most optimal weapons for what enemies, for what bosses, that can really screw you up. But luckily, this is a game that encourages replayability, that encourages players to learn how the game plays, because it's not one of those games where you're punished for losing. I mean, even when you do lose, the game asks you, hey, do you want to continue playing even though you missed the scoop? You can still continue playing, level up, and then retry from that level it's a roguelike game. I was like, oh my God, this is such genius game design. How did I not know this? And it's because it is something that is so lost in the subsequent games. And again, Dead Rising 2 forever will be one of my favorite childhood games. Forever. And this is no disrespect to, I haven't finished Dead Rising 3, and I'm probably never going to play Dead Rising 4. And that's no disrespect to those games either. But Dead Rising 1 just holds a special place in my heart that I did not know needed to be filled yet. I remember when I was younger and I was playing Dead Rising 2, I was playing Off the Record. That was my first initial introduction into the Dead Rising series, 2011. And I was so shit at the game. Oh my God. I was so shit at the game. I'm sorry. This is a little quick aside. I'm just trying to, and this is not me trying to shit on anybody. I'm just trying to like paint a picture. But I was so shit at Dead Rising 2 that I can't even think about how much trouble I would have had with Dead Rising 1. I remember I had a friend back in high school, and he was having struggles with Persona 5. Again, I'm sorry, I go off on these tangents, forgive me. And I remember thinking, he was like, oh, Persona 5 is such a difficult game. I was like, girl, if you think Persona 5 is difficult, dear God, do not even play Persona 4. Or Lord have mercy, don't even attempt Persona 3. P5 is the easiest Persona game out, period. If you're having trouble with this game, don't even think about going off to the other ones. But anyways, I was having struggles with Dead Rising 2. Specifically time management, and I had this older dude on Xbox Live. That was the console I was playing on at that time, and he was helping me out through the game. He was such a cool dude, but unfortunately I ended up soft locking my game or something. Literally, we could not move 3 meters without me losing the case. And he was just talking me through it because I was so distraught. I might have been crying also, who knows. He was like, oh no buddy, you did your best, it's okay, you're gonna have to restart the game. And I was pissed. Shout out to that dude, man. Random guy I met over Xbox Live. I think he just joined my party randomly because I had my game open and he was just helping me out through the game. Unfortunately, I was just so shit that I ended up losing. But damn, 2011 that was. 2011, it's 2020. 13 years later, I wonder where he is now. Shout out to, I don't even think I friended him. He was a cool dude. Shout out to him. But years later, I just, listen, I'm never gonna call myself a pro gamer. Listen, I'm just bigging myself up because I'm hyped right now. But I just feel like such a Dead Rising vet in comparison to how I was when I originally played these games. Yeah, it's the knowledge of the map, it's the knowledge of the game mechanics that makes me feel like when I hear people talk about Resident Evil, the Castlevania gameplay of the original trilogy, that's how I feel about Dead Rising 1. And that's why I'm just all yo, I'm listen, don't call me, play the game, yo. Listen, Dead Rising is such a Resident Evil coded game. When you start, listen, yo, tell me the characters, Carlos, what's his name? Yo, now that was hella racist. Whoa, what was that? Oh wait, that wasn't racist. His name is Carlos, no? Yo, am I fucked? His name is Carlos, right? Well, no, Carlos is RE3. Who the fuck is a nigga off of Dead Rising? Carlito! Yo! I'm not racist! Yo! Nah, Capcom is on some... Yo, they be reusing ideas. They got a Carlos and a Carlito. But tell me Carlos... Fuck. Tell me Carlito and Luis... Tell me Ashley and Titty Girl. What's her name? What? Ashley and McCartney. Jesse. Tell me Ashley and Jesse. Yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Listen, y'all know what I'm trying to say. They dead reused Ashley and RE4 in Dead Rising. Jesse, which was reused in old girl Jennifer, or whatever her name was, in Haunting Ground, which was reused in Jill, in RE5. Yo, they be reusing ideas and y'all don't see. Bro, Huey Brown is literally the dog from RE4. Come on! Y'all gotta make the connections. Dead Rising is a spin-off of Resident Evil 3, yo. Is a spin-off of the original Resident Evil 3 trilogy. I'm telling you, and nobody can tell me otherwise. They literally have the classic character swap, yo. Come on! Listen, I'm hyped. I am so hyped for this remaster, yeah. I gotta get these trophies underway. I got a few more playthroughs of this game left. Hopefully I can get this platinum. The only trophy I'm really dreading is the 72-hour survivor, or 7 days. Yeah, 7-day survivor. That's gonna do my head in. I'm already knowing. But yeah, I gotta get out of this fucking hot ass room I'm in, yo. My God, it's hot as hell. I'm sweating bullets, but it's the only room I can... This is the good recording room. I'm gonna see y'all a lot later, bro. Dead Rising 1 Deluxe Remaster is about to blow my head.